Today on Newsbytes, Biden's Thanksgiving with Rubenstein, Pope's lunch with transgenders, and Rainbow Bridge terrorist attack? Stick around for these bites and more, all on today's Newsbytes. Okay, real fast, Dutch right-wing lawmaker Geert Wilders and his Freedom Party scored a victory in the Dutch elections. Exit polls project that they will win 35 seats to become the largest party in parliament. Wilders would need to form a coalition as other parties have ruled out working with him before. His anti-immigration stance resonated amidst a growing foreign national crisis in the Netherlands. He beat out the largest center-right liberal VVD party. All right, here's the latest. A vehicle exploded on the Rainbow Bridge connecting New York and Canada at Niagara Falls. The blast prompted officials to close all 4 border crossings between Western New York and Canada. Details are unclear, but reports say the car sped onto the bridge, went through a fence, and exploded near inspection lanes. The incident is now being investigated by the FBI, Joint Terrorism Task Force. This comes no more than 24 hours after New York released an intel bulletin warning of an increasing terrorist threat to New York State. The busy U.S.-Canada Niagara border crossings are among the most highly trafficked in the world for trade and civilian travel, especially around the holidays. Okay, check this out. Former Democrat Senator turned MSNBC pundit McCaskill of Missouri substantiates mainstream media talking points of Trump being a mega-MAGA dictator. They come as Trump surges in the polls against Biden. Watch.
A lot of people have tried to draw similarities between Mussolini and Hitler and the use of the terminology like vermin and the drive that those men had towards autocracy and dictatorship. The difference, though, I think makes Donald Trump even more dangerous, and that is he has no philosophy he believes in. He is not trying to expand the boundaries of the United States of America. He's not trying to overcome a neighboring country like Putin is in Ukraine. He is not going for some grandiose scheme of international dominance. All he wants is to look in the mirror and see a guy who's president. All he cares about is selfish self-promotion.
Okay, here's the story. Using the small plane, the Bidens touched down in Nantucket last night for Thanksgiving. Joe and family will spend the holiday at billionaire and private equity tycoon David Rubenstein's $39 million compound, as they have been doing for the last decade. Co-founder of the Carlyle Group, which manages more than $325 billion worth of assets on 6 continents, Rubenstein's philanthropic efforts have notoriously trashed the founding fathers, and his restoration efforts of Jefferson and Madison's presidential homes and the Lincoln Memorial and Washington Monument has allowed him to get close to these historic venues' tours and rewrite history to demonize the founding fathers, end quote. In 2001, his then-wife, Alice Rogoff, learned to pilot her own plane and flew it along the famed Iditarod race in Alaska in 2014 with her then-pal, Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, Pope Francis hosted a group of migrant trans sex workers in Italy for lunch at the Vatican as part of an event for the poor. The men formed a bond with Pope Francis during the pandemic when the church aided them. Pope Francis has since welcomed them to the Vatican for events, meals, and VIP seating at his public audiences. It's the latest example of Pope Francis reaching out to the LGBTQ+ people. Earlier, he said God loves everyone, including trans people, and the church should apologize to gays. He also recently permitted trans people to be baptized, godparents for children, and witnesses at Catholic weddings. However, official church doctrine opposing homosexuality and trans identity, for now, remains unchanged. Those are today's bites, which are on our website at Disclose.tv. Subscribe, leave your comments below, and have a happy Thanksgiving.